Hey,
Hey.
it worked. The Fuel link worked. So if you're watching
Oh,
us on
cool.
Fuel Sports Network on your Amazon Fire Stick or Roku, make sure to check us out. Subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. So in case you missed a live show, you can always catch a replay and follow us on all social media at Girl Chat Sports. Welcome back to the show, West Coast Wednesdays. We are here for it. We've got some hot topics. We've got NHL and NBA playoffs. The
Yeah.
WNBA season starts next week. So we've got a lot of stuff to talk about with regarding our aces as well as the other news in the WNBA. Um, just a lot's been going on.
Yeah, I got a lot
Lovers
to
and
talk about.
Friends got canceled over the weekend for fake win that didn't happen until the next day. That sucked. You've hit me too, and I had to research on the Kendrick and Drake beef that we had all weekend,
And that made up the
which
whole weekend, too, for me.
the entire
That made up
weekend.
the whole weekend for me.
I had to play catch up. I was like, I had to get I needed the breakdown of the order it went in because I was all lost. But
So,
if
what
you
did
were
you
tuned
think?
in, I mean, honestly, I feel like at this point it wasn't so much who won or lost, but it just brought both their names back up into every day. I mean, not like no one wasn't talking about them, but it just was kind of like it felt like it was a diss track album. Like they're gonna just drop the whole album one day or something. I don't know. Just it was a lot. It was a lot. I think they both had some very valid and interesting points. I loved the beat that Kendrick had on that last song, so sorry, I have a hair on my face. I love the beat. That was amazing. And I know that, your Dodgers have used it in the walk up. And I think it's been,
Chicago Sky's using it. They use it on TNT. It's
yes,
definitely a summer
everywhere.
bop. Yeah. I have a winner. I've been expressing my wins column for Kendrick. I mean, I'm a fan of both.
Right.
But I've seen them both in show live. Both of them are two different types of entertainers.
Mm-hmm.
Kendrick is the lyrical guy who is just a wordsmith, and he made a bop when people didn't think he could do a bop. He did a West Coast bop, a tribute to the West Coast. Thought it was awesome.
It was a great
Shout
West
out to
Coast
DJ
bop.
Mustard producing that. I'm telling you, if DJ Mustard ever comes to Marquee again, I'm going because I know for sure he is going to play that, and I'm going to be right up in there, skipping and hopping like the rest of the folks on the internet because it's just a vibe. Like it just gets you up out of your seat, and I just thought that was like, oh, yeah. Listen, we haven't had a rap beat in a long time, and it was good to kind of revitalize
And it was
that
a
and keep
good
it
one. It
popping.
wasn't just
It
like one or
was.
two. We literally
It was
had a whole
good.
album. We
It was
literally
good.
had a whole
It was
album.
good. It was good.
So,
I don't know about the two collaborating because of recent events and what's going on. I don't see it, but I could see it in a marketing sense. But
right.
Drake had a bad Saturday night. I have to admit he had a bad weekend, and I don't know what's gonna come of this or what it looks like. But Kendrick's holding the number one spot on Spotify. I mean, it's just creeping up. The boogeyman, as they call him, he is the boogeyman, and I don't know why he thought he could dethrone the boogeyman or come to him, and he could have. He definitely had opportunity to do so. But as soon as Drake played that last one, I love the beat, but I would love Jadakiss over that beat. First of all. Number two,
Ooh.
I liked a little bit of what he had to say, but then he got to talking. I cut that mess off and put Kendrick stuff back on. I was like, yeah, wop, 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 wop. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Shoot.
Oh,
I
funny you
cut that
mentioned
off. I was like, let
Jada
me go back to
because
what I was listening to.
funny you mentioned Jada Kiss because my girlfriend was staying at the Resort World for the weekend for Lovers and Friends got canceled. Well, of course, things got canceled and everybody had stuff to still do. Well, Jada was on the blackjack table. I think she said for the entire day. Like she saw him in the same seat every time she went past a certain table. So I guess hopefully he
Yeah,
won
like
while he was here.
if they don't have to go to work, they can definitely play in Vegas. Like I said, Vegas
They
is not
got
a
time.
bad city to be stuck in for a
It's not
festival.
at all. It's not at
No, you
all.
got plenty to
I
do. So
wanted
the
to see
artists were
Janet.
like,
That's all.
guess
I really
what?
wanted to see Janet.
Janet was like, I'm going to Gypsies,
Yeah.
support my LGBTQ plus brethren and sisters, and then I'm going to see Kylie Minogue, which I've been wanting to see. Like she made Vegas her vacation, and most of them did that. You
Yeah, it
know,
was good.
so hey,
So
listen,
we
you
all
know,
survived the weekend, whether
right?
you had to still vacation here with or without the concert. What's up, Steph? What's up,
Hey,
Kev?
Steph.
because we are officially
What's
on
up, Kevin?
work. Shout out to
Yes, we
Arlene
are
A
live on
Train
Fuel.
for
Let's get
making
it.
sure our technology was working well. So
I'm glad it is. I'm glad it
yeah,
is. We
yeah.
got it working.
Couple hot topics. We saw the Kentucky Derby's 150th anniversary race. This was the most watched Derby in 35 years, and we got the race that we needed. It was literally by a nose. The winner, Mystic Dan, who I did bet on. So,
Yes,
that was
I like
great.
that.
It was good. It was good. Here's what I still don't get about the Kentucky Derby. I get that it's a big thing. I want to go there. It's on my bucket list of sporting events that I need to do. However, why do we have it on for 4 to 5 hours for a 2 minute race? Less than that, probably. I just don't see why we're on TV, why it's on TV for 4 to 5 hours to watch a 2 minute race. I
Well,
get
I
like an
think it's
hour or two. You're getting the backstories. You're talking about the
yeah. That's say
horses.
they're giving you, they're building you a story for the big
But
race.
at some point, I'm sure people, I know Mike Tirico and whoever else is doing just kind of like, what else can we talk about? Like, how many more hats can we discuss? Like, can we discuss more of the history?
Well, it gives people time to put the bets in. Everybody's got to be sure about their horse. And if they
I
give backstory, it's like they're researching, they're
mean,
figuring
I
it
get
out.
it. I get it. It was just, it's a lot to,
Well, the
because
horse racing is like an all day thing anyway.
I was watching it, so I was kind of like, yeah, there were some good points. Like there was the owner of Forever Young, whose father had just died. He was from Japan, so I put money on that because I was thinking, okay, it's Asian Pacific Heritage Month, and it's
Yeah.
the Japanese owner, and he came in
Yeah.
third. But it was good information. But I just think like 4 to 5 hours, like there could have been another sport. I don't know. It was good. I just still don't question watching it for that long.
Well, at least
But
you participated.
I did, and it was good. And it was good.
Yeah.
So shout out to all those that put any money down on the horses, because this is like the one seat. I don't ever bet horses anywhere else, but of course you got to do it for the Derby, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We also had another a fashion scene this week too for the Met Gala. It was unbelievable. And here's just some of the few picks, some of our sporting people, athletes. The theme, or it was Sleeping Beauty, Reawakening Fashion, and the theme was Garden of Time. So we saw Serena and Venus, Dwayne and
That Venus looked better
Gabrielle.
for sure.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah. I just don't know what. Yeah, I don't know.
I couldn't make out
Uh,
what that was.
I don't know. We got the guys: Odell, Ben Simmons, Lewis Hamilton. They came in. Of course, Ben had the briefcase with the clock on it to signify the time. So
And that's a
that
Patek
was
Philippe. He was wearing probably an outfit that was worth over $200,000 easily.
wow.
That briefcase
Mm-mm.
alone with that just clock on it being a Patek Philippe probably is worth a couple $100,000 alone by itself. Because the watch
Mm.
itself, the timepiece itself, can be a couple $100,000 depending. So he was wearing a lot
He was
in
wearing a
that
lot.
look, and I thought he was looking really good. OBJ went with Tom Brown again, and I thought that was good to the theme. Lewis Hamilton looked like Lewis Hamilton to me. I thought it was like, it was cool,
Yeah,
but I
it was
mean, yeah,
cool.
that's cool.
And if you guys
Yeah.
weren't aware still, Mo is our local in-house fashion expert. So that's why I have to
Not
I
really a
put
fashion
pictures up.
expert to
And then like Mo be doing the name dropping and the designers and the yes,
well,
Mo,
listen,
give it
I
to us.
have to. I
Oh,
know I know what time it
I know and I
is.
love
Play on the
it. I
words
love
garden
it.
of
And I
time.
love
I
it.
wasn't really as enthused with this Met Gala as before. I thought it
Well,
was
I think it
okay.
wasn't as over the top sometimes because I feel like there wasn't as many people that were going completely out of whatever the theme or box was to go something off the charts. I thought there was a lot of pastels and flowers and sheer, and a couple people kind of took it off here
It's
and there.
like
But
Miranda Priestley said in Devil Wears Prada, florals for spring. How original.
yeah,
Yeah.
original.
So the thing of it is yeah, I saw some good kind of looks and it's the garden, but yeah. And a lot of
Yeah.
celebrities didn't show up. They normally show up. I didn't see a Gaga flex. I didn't see a Katy Perry, even though she AI'd herself like if she was there, you
Yes.
know.
There was a lot of
Um,
AIs that were floating around that weren't there.
there were some good
So
ones. There was a
one
good one.
person that was
Zendaya
there.
won. Yeah,
Yeah.
Zendaya won. She did a wardrobe change. That did it for me. When she had the
Yeah.
wardrobe change going. I didn't
That was
understand Cardi
good.
B's outfit. I just kind of was. It's nice.
She wanted to use the most material. That's what
And
she was
Doja
doing.
Cat with the towel and then showing up with the wet look. I
The
just
wet
it's
t-shirt and
Doja. I just
the Yeah,
Carlton
it was a
better
lot. It
be.
was a lot. We do have to give it up for Miss Angel Reese, who is
Oh
one of the
yeah.
girl powers that we got to admit, because this girl went from Met Gala, what was this, Monday night, to
To,
last night
yeah.
playing in her preseason game when she went off. And she literally said, "So now y'all can delete them drafts and tweets saying I shouldn't have gone to the Met Gala. I can do both. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me."
And it
Because
was her
this
birthday
woman
too. Who doesn't
did
want to
it
go to the Met Gala
all.
on their birthday? Come
Well, she also
on. Back
mentioned
that
she's
money.
still in school. She was watching film on the plane both ways. She has her priorities straight, and she's just excited to be able to do all that she can and use her, I
Listen,
guess you
you
could
only
say.
get one life. You only get one life. And it's your birthday. Who wouldn't want to go to the
I'm
Met
glad
Gala
it
if you
worked
have something to
out.
wear for your birthday?
I'm
Come
glad
on.
I'm glad it worked out for her because
I'm
it
glad it did
really
too.
it really looked good. Shout out to Dre Bailey in the house. We appreciate you. He
Yes,
was not a
Dre.
fan of Serena's. Yes,
Yeah,
Serena's
I didn't like that
outfit.
either. A lot of people looked a mess. I mean,
It
listen,
was just
Coleman
weird. It
Domingo,
was awkward.
I felt like
I
the
don't
men
know.
brought it. I felt like the men brought it. I thought Coleman Domingo did it. I thought Jasmine Idris and Prada did it. Like I saw some
Yeah.
nice, clean looks. The women could have been a little bit better. I did like Demi Moore.
I
Um,
love Demi Moore's. I liked
Demi
it.
Moore was into the theme of it all. Like, there were
Yes.
some people that really were some
And
call
then we've
outs.
got your favorite.
Man, she's a beast. Okay. So you can't say, I'm trying to think of her name because I sent it to you.
I know I
Um,
forgot it. Because I would hack it all up. I'll find it. I'll
yeah,
get it
she's a
for you.
supermodel, but she got discovered at Howard University. So
A
you know that.
Nokia, a Nokia, a
Yeah.
Nokia, a
Oh,
Nokia,
yeah, and no Geeka. Yeah,
a
yeah,
Nokia, a
yeah.
Nokia.
But she slayed, skin and all, just looked
Yeah,
glowing. I just thought that was like one of the best in shows next to Zendaya's look. But I just thought this was a
yeah,
mid Met Gala. I wasn't really into it. Like I saw Billy Porter, like I saw in past with Lil Nas X or anything. Marc
right.
Jacobs though,
Well,
Marc
Lil Nas X
Jacobs,
was there, but his wasn't even.
Marc Jacobs nails though was popping.
Oh, I didn't see his
Marc Jacobs
nails.
had them nails popping for extra
Okay.
long length. He had them nails pop. I was not mad at it, but it
Well,
was
I got
just
to give
kind
it
of
up
Gilman
to
Flair.
Miss Carrie Washington. Although
Oh,
I
I did
was
like
not
that.
feeling the haircut, the dress, the pictures don't even do it justice. Like the color purple was so rich and so wonderful, and I love me some purple. So my
Yeah, I
favorite
like that. I do
definitely
like that.
went to Carrie, and it was
I
just
like
the
that.
way the top there. I just
Yeah, I like the
loved it.
raised shoulder straps. I like all of that. I like how
It was
that's
great. It was
look.
great.
I don't know if that was a wig or not. I was thinking that was a wig she had on.
I'm hoping it's a wig, but you never know these days. People be
Yeah, yeah,
chopping
I
their hair off
know.
left and right.
Change up
We
is
also
real.
had the roasting of Tom Brady.
Oh yeah, that was
3
good.
hours and some change long live. I think it got shortened down to 2 hours and 59 minutes. Apparently, after 20 minutes worth of booing to Kim Kardashian when she took the stage. And I'm not a Kim Kardashian fan. I just watched it last night. I still don't know why she was there. She was there. And I will say this in her defense, she took every single thing thrown at her, talking about Kanye watching her kids, talking about how loose she is and the amount of black men that have been within her. And she took it with a grain of salt. And this is the meme that I love because why can't I? If I send this to you, just know that I'm unbothered whether you like me or not.
I mean, it's not what she hasn't heard before. I
It's
mean, it's
not.
not like
Everybody, she had the sex tape. So she
it's
would put
not
that in
like
part of
she
her thing.
hasn't like bring the smoke. I'm here for it. And the fact
Yeah.
that she's a busy woman doing Met Gala and then having to fly overseas to do a women's conference that same night, the girl's busy. But
Listen, yeah.
yeah,
But
I didn't watch
Gronk,
all of it. I
oh,
only
I did.
saw a
Yeah.
little bit
Gronk
of
was
it.
pretty good. Julian Edelman. Kevin was funny at times when he was talking about how white boys talk about their junk with each other a lot, and some of the other guys were funny. It was there was a lot of down, like, slow time too, which wasn't as funny, but there was a couple good ones.
I saw
I
Sam
enjoyed it.
J's and I just thought that was
Oh,
crazy. That was the
yeah,
wildest thing roast I've ever seen in my life. And I was just like, yeah,
she
she
did
did
that
that.
though. Yeah, no,
That
no,
was
no,
the only thing
no.
I watched. And then I turned away because it was wrong. That That's the only thing I
It was
watched,
pretty
you
good.
know, and I
What's up,
had to turn it.
Taylor? She said she didn't watch it live, but she did enjoy the Brady slander. It was good.
Yeah.
Oh, and the fact that he sat there and said, "Hey, if you were going to spend $20 million on Deflategate to whether or not I was knowingly and knowing about the balls being deflated, you could just ask me and paid me $20 million. I would have told you I deflated them myself."
Oh, they knew they were depleted.
Oh man, it was just it was a lot. So
Yeah.
yeah. Jugadores, we got some updates. Shohei Otani's translator is expected to take a plea deal next week on Tuesday to federal charges for felony bank fraud and submitting false tax returns, possibly up to 33 years in prison. He's got some fines probably to pay back to Otani as well as to the IRS because he didn't claim none of his money. And he was also in part of the deal if he can't try and sell any of the memorabilia that he has of Otani's that's been signed and try and make money off that. So the
And then
fall
one of the
guy.
bookies he used was from Real Housewives of Orange County. Jesus.
I didn't even know the Real Housewives of Candy had a bookie on the show, nor do I watch the show. But
I haven't watched Orange County in a long time since Vicky left, but I will say that was a shocker for me. I was like, what?
Wild. Yeah. Are you serious? And then this is not an update, guys. So yes, Rashee Rice, who had the big drama with the Lamborghini and the driving on the freeway like in April and got into that big car pileup with many injured, who was still facing charges from that. Well, he's the suspect in alleged assault that injured a man in Dallas outside of a nightclub earlier this week. I think it was like Sunday night, early Monday morning, who got injured from this altercation. So now this is a second issue in less than 2 months, probably literally a month time. I guess we'll see what happens with him or what will happen with him playing in the league next year.
Another Jugadores. Does anybody know what happened with the Devin Haney and Tank Davis fight? The little kerfuffle outside of a club.
The club. Where were they at?
They were. I don't know which club they were at, but they were arguing and getting into it. Does anybody know about that local type stuff? That Jugadores?
Yeah,
they was
time
at
in
each other's throat.
I forgot. I'm in,
but I think that's like build up for a next fight. Maybe I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah, fighting. I don't know what that was about.
Right. Shout out to Goose and the CDL Cigar and Golf. Go subscribe to the guys.
That's a great.
Yeah. If you a stick smoker and loving to hit some balls, then there you go.
Iron. Yeah, it's a good.
Loving the iron. Last Jugadores. So we already talked about the weird, creepy interaction between this journalist and Caitlin Clark when she first had her press conference. Well, apparently Greg Doyle has been suspended from covering the Fever games in person this season. Now, the caveat is they said in person, but don't you think he could be equally as creepy by covering them via the streams or the video calls? I
think he's just away from the team. I think he's just suspended for the whole season. I don't think.
Well, the thing is that I've been reading other blogs, and it sounds like he's just kind of a weirdo journalist. Period. Like he does some weird stuff through Indiana's sports scene, and so I don't know if there was other things that led, and this was the cherry on top. But it just seemed weird that he got suspended the entire season for that one thing. Like, is there more?
Well, it may have been a buildup of some other things. I mean. But I said good. I don't even care what else he did. Just don't do that again.
Well,
whatever it takes for you to learn your lesson, don't do it again. I don't care if you did anything else. Don't do that.
Don't just be creepy. That's just some creepy. Yeah,
the
one person who has
WNBA to a certain degree, the new American girl of WNBA. Don't do that. That's one of those things with them. So I don't care what he did in the past. They spent it for a year. I said good.
What's up, Chris Wynn?
Yeah, he is an odd bird. He's a very strange bird. I don't know what kind of bird he is, but he's a suspended bird is what he is. So.
I mean, he just looks a little creepy. I mean, it looks like he probably likes to, I don't know. I won't even go there, but yeah, he does. All right, moving on to Las Vegas.
His random thoughts are, he needs to not say it out loud. Maybe he'll suspend you and we'll teach him.
Save those hearts for someone who wants them, dude. Okay.
Don't do the heart either. You did that all wrong.
Hey, moving on to Vegas sports. We got, of course, we know some sad news. Our Vegas Golden Knights are no longer in the playoffs. The Stanley Cup is ruthless, though. The Stanley Cup Twitter, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, except for me. Thank you all for the memories.
Yeah, Stanley had to tweet it. He has
Yeah,
to go
Stanley's
on, but
out.
Stanley had a time in here in Vegas. He was
He
partying.
sure
Stanley
did.
was
He went on
everywhere.
tour. He was
At the
everywhere.
club, he was getting Drake out of. He
He
almost
had his
broke in that state
passport stamped
party.
a handful of times. Like,
Yeah, he
he
had a good
really,
time. He had a good time. I like that
Lord
tweet. That was very
Stanley.
clever.
I mean, I will be happy to know that I got a picture with it. So I know with him. So I'm happy for that.
Yeah,
It's sad for our Golden Knights. It's sad that we've got some unrestricted agents. It's sad that people like our original misfits, like Marsha Salt, could possibly not be here. He had a very kind of emotional
yeah, I saw that.
presser, and he wants to be here. He wants to stay here. He wants in here. But we've got some moves that have to be made in the off season, and I would not want to be the GM on this one. That's
No,
for sure.
no.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. So hold on to your britches, Golden Knights fans. So I know when those first set of releases or waivers or cuts happened in the first couple years we had, there was a lot of upset fans. I think most fans have come accustomed to the ins and outs, but what we got? Knicks?
Rick Carlisle's cutting up on the sideline of the court. I'm surprised they ain't teed him up. Because DiVincenzo, like they called it crazy fouls. Like 124-118 for those of you that are watching the Knicks and Pacers Eastern Conference playoff game.
Knicks are up?
Knicks are up 124-18, 118
Right.
with 110 left in the game. New York's leading the series, so they'll go up 2-0 if Indy doesn't pull this off.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah.
All right. Some big news, though, for the hockey fans in Las Vegas. The 2024 NHL draft, it will be at the Sphere. This is going to be the first sporting ish event that's taking place at the Sphere. I just want to take it so I can see it. Huh?
I remember they were talking about this plan to have it.
I think they're planning, but I don't think so. It's official now. Like it's signed, sealed, and delivered. Yes.
Yeah. I figured that was going to happen, though.
It's wild. That's going to be interesting and pretty fun. We got to talk about our Aces. The Aces had media day last week. We saw Asia come out with the silver hair to go with the new silver and black jerseys, which was fire. Alicia and Meg brought their dogs. And if you've been watching their social media, Sydney was complaining, of course, about the dogs being there unattended. And it was a lot of comic stuff that was going on. So it was pretty cool to see everybody being intertwined there. We also heard today about Asia Wilson, or I think it was yesterday, Asia Wilson signing a multi-year deal with Gatorade. So that's big time. She's got to love that. We got to love that. The league loves that. And then you also have our former ace, Candace Parker, named president of Adidas Women's Basketball. Not too shabby. She was the first woman to have a signature shoe with Adidas back in 2010. So
14 years later, let's go.
Let's go. Let's go.
And let's not forget Angel Reese too signed a Reebok too. So I tell you, if you guys want to invest in some stock,
get on now.
Get on it now.
Right.
Yeah, I like the silver hair on her too. It actually looked good.
Chris with the Corgi is fire. Listen, Pancake has his own social media. My dog does too. So Tilly, of course, follows Pancake on Instagram. And the Corgi is hilarious. It's just too cute. It was super. I wish I'd have been able to get there on Friday to go to media day. Just like I would have hung out with the dogs, period. Like that's it.
You love your doggies.
I do love my doggies. I know.
Yeah.
So our first game. Well, first let's get to the preseason game because the ladies. Well, let's get to tomorrow first. The ladies are at the White House tomorrow for their celebration of their back-to-back championship. That'll be tomorrow. So stay tuned for the posts and media regarding that. They then head to South Carolina for their preseason game versus Puerto Rico at the Colonial Life Arena. That's going to be on the 11th. So Saturday, a day before Mother's Day. And again, shout out to all the mothers out there. Grandmothers, TTs, nanas, stepmoms, fur baby moms. Mother's Day Sunday. If you haven't got your card.
Yeah, you better get on it.
Better get on it.
Heck, I missed this. Yeah.
How do you miss what?
It's a big week of the WNBA. I'm loving all the preseason games that we've seen so far. Chicago Sky showing out. Clayton Clark putting up big numbers on her preseason game against the Liberty. Sadly, they did not win that game. Or did they win that one? Is that their second game? or first game. First
That
game
was
she
their
didn't
first
win.
game. Their
Yeah,
first
first
game,
game. So they
yeah.
didn't win, but she put up big numbers.
But
So
the Liberty got killed by
they
the
did.
Sky, and
They
that
did.
was
They did. And I like
they
how the
looked
Sky was playing. They not like us either. Like them
they
girls was
looked
bopping to
good,
that
and
tune.
that was
Man,
also
listen.
without Cordosa in. They had one other
Right.
girl injured, but they listen. That Marbury, she's good too. They got some good people on that. And people have these rankings of the Sky being 12th. I don't see the Sky being
No, I
12th
told
in
you
the
when they
league.
did the draft that it was going to be a problem with these ladies. They probably will be good competition. I know it's preseason; it's a little early to tell, but they're showing up and showing out so far. So I'm looking forward
Absolutely.
to it all for
So
real.
even though the final roster has to be made, I believe by the 13th, Monday
Yeah.
morning, currently we're at 12. This is the 12 supposedly. It's not finalized. I know a lot of the Kate Martin and the Iowa fans are excited thinking that this is it. This is not a final roster, but most likely people are assuming it would be unless they were to pick up somebody on waivers and release somebody else. But this is the 12 we are working with right now. So
Good 12.
it's a good 12.
So
I'm
Rick
excited
Carlisle just
for it.
got ejected. This is crazy.
What's he talking about?
Well, he was arguing the
Goodness.
tech. Like that wasn't even a tech. But see, we'll get into NBA. It's fine. I
Mm,
just saw him walk to the tunnel. I'm very
we'll
upset.
get into it.
The Jim Carrey
Us
smirk. The Jim Carrey smirk was real on him for real. Like he had that look.
the Aces home opener on Tuesday. They announced Big Boy is going to be the halftime performer. This is also going to be where the ladies receive their championship rings from last year.
Oh, that's gonna be a
And
good night.
also where they're also going to be displaying the championship banner that night too. So fans, if you are going, you're encouraged to go to get there early. Game time is 7, so I'm sure they're going to be starting a little earlier for those exciting things happening.
Yeah,
Mo,
absolutely.
yeah, Mo, what's this about your team leaving their practice facility and trying to do training camp in Costa Mesa, California?
They gotta be cool to play practice. That's what it means.
I mean, don't they have a whole indoor facility in their training camp at their training quarters out here?
I mean, they do, but maybe it's not enough. Maybe they need to see some outdoor and just get it together. I'm not mad at this. Whatever it takes for our team to succeed and do the change up. We're a Cali team anyway. We were born Cali. So, we were born and raised in Cali, live in Vegas now. I mean, they're going back home to practice. I don't see no problems with this. A lot of people are like, well, why? Why? Why would they do? Listen, the training facility is actually going to be in use by them during the regular season. If they got some outside grass and lawn instead of turf or whatever's in that training facility that they can practice on, because they play on real grass anyway, maybe that's what they need. And then the
They
weather's
keeping
better.
them off the strip during. They're
And
keeping
that
them off the
too. But
strip.
we don't need distractions either. We don't need.
Yeah, I
I didn't
don't need
want to
no
say it.
distractions.
I
No
didn't want
more
to go there, but
DUIs.
I didn't want to
No
go there.
more.
But I just was like, listen, it's keeping them good. Whatever we got to do to make the money
Oh
move, that's what we
man.
got to do for these W's. I'm not playing with them this season. This is kind of crazy. Got some nice little draft class. We got us some nice, good additions to the teams. Lost a
Yeah,
few, gained a few. Got a new
yeah,
coach. Go
yeah.
on to Costa Mesa. Do what you got to do. Be down there at your South
Maybe
Coast Plaza and go to
maybe
Nordstrom.
that return to the Cali soil will get them back to the old ways of the Oakland or the Raiders, and maybe it'll spark something in them for this year.
I mean, I'm fine with it. Go over to Nordstrom and Costa Mesa, South Coast Plaza, do some shopping. Do whatever you got to do out there. Go to Newport Beach and Zen, and you close to all of that good stuff. Whatever you got to do, just stay out of trouble in Vegas.
Whatever you got to do, whatever you got
Yeah,
to do.
so I'm with it. It's a good
What's
change
up?
up. I like it. And then when we have our little, practice game face offs, we might play the Chargers, might play the Rams. It's convenient. They don't have to come to us. We coming to
Right,
them. So you never
right.
know. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm with it.
It
I'm excited about
happens. It
that.
happens.
Yeah.
Natalie's checking in. I guess the Knicks did win, so it's 2-0 Knicks. She's of course super excited. All of her New
Yeah, I'm
York.
excited for him too. And we'll talk about, MVP and all of that kind of stuff because Jalen Brunson is that guy.
Yeah.
I don't know what
Oh
and then look,
wow.
check the box score.
Chris Wynn said that they're gonna have 4 teams doing training camps in SoCal. So of course we know that the Chargers and Rams, but the Cowboys are there and the
Why are they
Raiders.
going
So
there?
The Cowboys, I think, have been there, haven't they? Or they were in some other random city. I just remember seeing when they had their Hard Knocks, they literally were like in between housing complexes. Like you could see people's backyards and patios on the field they were practicing on. It
I don't want
was
them
a
in
little
Cali.
wild.
Why they got to be there?
Hopefully they're not near Costa Mesa. Maybe they'll put him in like,
I mean, Cali's a big state. They can go up north, play in Alameda, the old Oakland Coliseum.
Oh, they've been there for years, he said. Yeah, I
Oh
noticed.
yeah,
I
that's what I
remember
thought.
watching the Hard Knocks,
Hard
and it
Knocks.
was
It looked
like
like they
where
were in
they were
Cali.
at
Yeah.
was so random. I just felt like they were like on someone's park in their housing community. It was just kind of wild, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, that's
The
fine.
lights today at 7, I think to right now 7:30 was kickoff. So this is the U.S. Open Lamar Hunt Cup round of 32. We're actually playing the LAFC from the MLS.
Okay,
So this is
that's a
going to
game.
be a great challenge
That's a
for
nice
them.
match.
It's a good
Yeah.
look.
Right.
So wish we could have been there, but we got stuff to do. So we'll definitely have
Yeah.
to make it there because those seats and that new setup looks amazing. And I
I
definitely
know.
got to
We're
check it out.
definitely gonna do that. What is it? A
As
$50
well
ticket
as these
now?
new black kits. Can we talk
Yeah.
about, listen,
Talk about the
it's come a
swag on
long
that.
way. New ownership, new management, and these new black kits
Thank you,
are
Jose Batista.
thank you,
Again.
Jose Batista. Yes. And we also got, the Thrill. Shout out to everybody that got free tickets to the Thrill. They had like
Yes,
almost
I forgot to
4,000
post that. I
fans
totally forgot
there.
about the tickets.
It's all
Yes.
good. We had people that got tickets from us. There's other
Good.
people that are getting free tickets. It was a
Good.
big, I saw people post about them that I didn't even know went to sporting events, period. And they were like, I'm now a Thrill fan waiting for next season. So they definitely sparked interest in the community.
Listen, the Thrill game goes live. It's a good
Yeah.
time. It really is.
Yeah,
We had
they
a great
didn't get
time.
that. They didn't get the dub last time, so their
Oh
season
man.
is pretty much over. I think they have one more game this weekend away, but hey, they'll be back for next. They'll be back for next year, next season. It'll be good luck. Until then, for those that are out hanging out at the LFF, the Leeds Family Forum, of course, the Nighthawks have been going on. I hadn't realized this. The Nighthawks are 6-0.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
Like, I don't think we've ever had. I don't think the Knights have ever.
Well, they had, and
Season.
it's so funny because some of the Nighthawk players were at the Thrill game too that we had gone to.
Yeah, we did.
No, those girls out, but I had no
So
idea they were
because
winning
they were
like that.
3-0 at home, they're having 30% off all their gear. So if you go to their team store there at the LFF between now and game day on Saturday, or I'm sorry, that's Friday that they have a game. Friday the 10th, 6:30. If you get between now and the game, you can get 30% off gear. So you can get hats, shirts, whatever. Nice. So yeah, good look for them. Good look for them.
Yeah, that's dope.
All right, talk about some NBA. I mean, these games, boy. These Timberwolves up 2-0 on Denver, heading back to Minnesota.
Yeah, they got season.
I mean, I would not be surprised if they did because Denver looks out of it. The MVP is not MVPing.
Denver looked out of it when they played against us. I think we ran them a little low, the Lakers series. And they looked like they just didn't have energy in it. They had enough to beat us, of course, but they looked a little like we ran them.
I mean, Anthony Edwards is.
The thing of it is everybody, I need everybody to stop. Anthony Edwards has been this guy. Like since he got on the court.
You've been talking about young Tito's forever, since 2 years ago.
And the thing of it is this guy is a phenom, and not only is he a phenom, he's got a deep squad. You did not need Rudy Gobert, who slows their game down, by the way.
And he wasn't even playing last game.
He was playing because he had a baby, which people were saying he should have played, he should have been to work, whatever. But he slows their game down. And the thing of it is without him, it did not matter. When Cat went down, the second half of the season, it did not matter. These guys were still balling. Like, he is the real deal, this kid. He is a phenomenon. Don't start comparing him to Jordan. Don't start comparing him to Kobe and all this other stuff. He is who he is. And I know he emulates those two guys, but still, he's very humble.
I mean,
he has a great supporting cast.
Jordan a little bit. He even favors young Jordan as far as in his facial features.
He kind of does, but he's not.
Yeah, he's his own person. We're not going to put him in the bubble, but he's definitely going to be like a face of the league.
He's not as much of the talk as Wemby's gonna be. Wemby is also a force to be, and Wemby, the ice hasn't even melted on that kid. So let the ice
Right.
thaw out on him and wait till you
Wait till
see
he
what he
gets a
can do.
few more seasons in the gym in the off
He's gonna be
season.
a problem
It's
too. But Anthony Edwards is definitely putting on a show with these guys. I'm loving that he's running Denver. I'm loving that
right.
series. I'm loving the OK series. I'm loving how Shea Gilgeous is taking it to Dallas Mavericks.
And his
And
peanut butter smooth and creamy.
yeah, he looked like a jar Skippy for
He
sure.
looked like the
Without that.
guys that are down the strip that are frozen solid like a statue until you tip them and they start moving around. Like that's what he looked like.
It just got me a hankering for caramel, like the caramel bars your grandma used to have, the little squares of the plastic. That's what I want right now. That looks so good.
Ooh, caramel nips.
Yeah, that's what I want. Just something
Yeah.
like that. That's what
And I
makes
was
me
just
want to
amazed at the
hanker.
tie, the bag, everything was all just smoothly put. You can barely tell where one ends and the other one starts.
And if
It's
that's
just,
all real leather, God bless him, because that is just quite the
he was
fit,
hot.
and I can't be mad at that.
Hey,
But
but he went off with 29 points, 9 rebounds, 9
oh yeah, he
assists.
did. He's a
Took
star
Denver
too, and he was up for the
down.
MVP conversation. And I agree with Shaq. He should have been the MVP this season. I want everybody to fight me if I'm wrong. Joker should have got that third MVP the year Embiid got that MVP. That was wrong that
Right.
they robbed Joker. So I feel like this is the get
Yeah.
back.
Like they're back. Yeah, they're backtracking a little bit
Like
here.
they like, oh, we knew we made a mistake, so we're gonna give it to you now. No, Shea Gilgeous should have got that all day. Okay,
Yeah,
he's
Chuck
up
and
one
Shaq
for
had a nice
MVP.
little discussion on TNT about that before the game. So it
Yeah,
was
I thought.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
agree. Like that's crazy. And why
Oh
was Luca even
man.
in the conversation? Really?
They're
I
gonna
didn't
put
see
him
that
there
need for him
anyway.
to be MVP. I wasn't looking at that. And Jalen Brunson not in the conversation either. Like I just, what's going on? I don't know. Maybe these guys got to win a chip to get into the conversation. I don't know.
Who knows? Who knows? Then you had Jamal Murray, who was fined $100,000. He was throwing a
Should have
hot
been
pad,
suspended. Feel like
among
he should have
other
been suspended.
things.
He should have been suspended.
It was a live game, and he was throwing it during the game live. Like, how is that?
And it didn't land on the court. Luckily, it was on the baseline. But the fact that you gestured that anyway, you're that frustrated and you're that tight that this team is running you. Look at the reality of who
Running
you're
you
playing.
at home, first of all. Like, come on.
Listen, man up and get better in your game. See what they doing. Watch tape. Anthony Edwards said he was watching.
Frail male ego.
Listen, stop it.
Frail male ego.
Anthony Edwards said he was watching Joker all his tapes to see what pisses him off, what triggers him, what he can and cannot do against him. You need to start watching film, my friend, if you want to get onto these Minnesota Timberwolves. Like, watch film. Don't be throwing no heat pack. He should have got suspended. But they wasn't going to suspend him. If it was Draymond, they would have suspended him for sure.
That part, for sure. And then we got the Celtics and Cavs. Celtics are up 1-0, and of course the Knicks
really
2-0.
Yeah,
right?
not even into that series.
Yeah. I'm all about that doubled series. I'm excited for that. I actually wish I could be out in Minnesota for that. I mean, the people that the bars were packed out there for that game too. I mean, when they come home for 2 games, that's all the fans need. That's all they want. It's just
I mean, I believe it. I haven't seen Minnesota up like this in a long time, and Denver knocked them out last season. So yeah, this is a good revenge series. Like I'm all for it.
Yeah,
I want
yeah.
Prevail.
For me, the NHL season is over. When the Golden Knights are out, I really could care less as to what happens or what goes on after. It's like I
Bruins were doing something, and the Oilers.
Yeah, the Bruins. So the Bruins were. I don't know if they won or not today, but I know they're in. They led the series 1-0. Oh, they won. So they're up 2-0. The Rangers and Hurricanes went to 2 overtimes yesterday, and the Rangers won. They got the Oilers and the Canucks.
The Bruins lost. The Panthers beat them.
Oh, so it's 1-1. 1-1 then.
Tied up.
And then the Avalanche and the Stars. So both games last night went to overtime. The Rangers went to double overtime. The Avalanche and the Stars went to overtime, with the Avalanche coming back down 3 to beat the Stars. I think most of the Golden Knights fans are rooting for the Avalanche. It is their last season in Arizona, and they're facing the guys that knocked us out. So sounds pretty much.
Sounds accurate. So right now we got the Oilers and the Canucks playing. So yeah, that fair.
Oh yeah, Chris said that Panthers killed them 6-1. Listen, betting the over on these hockey games is not a bad thing, because most of these overs usually, I've only seen like a couple that weren't hitting, but neither here nor there. WNBA, less than a week away. Starting off on Tuesday, first games for the teams are Tuesday or Wednesday. Our Aces, of course, open up on Tuesday at home versus the Phoenix Mercury. So be ready to check that out. Brittany Griner, we talked about her last week. Her book did come out on Tuesday too. So if you're looking to read her book, it'll be it's available on Amazon. I'm a huge like sports autobiography person or just autobiography book person, period. So that's on my list for sure. The Bears, Caleb, Romadunze, Keenan Allen showed up for the Sky game when they creamed the Liberty. So it's great to see the guys there supporting the fellow Chicagoans.
I liked that. I did like that. And who was it that just bought his first WNBA jersey? Was it Dak Prescott? And it was an Asia Wilson one?
It wasn't Dak Prescott. It was what was their receiver, the retired guy? He's no longer with the Cowboys.
Anybody knows, chime in. But he bought his
people
first.
Were going in at him because he was making some terrible posts about people were receipting his tweets about talking wrong about women in sports and women's basketball, and the fact that he had one of those jerseys on, like people were getting hot. So what's his name?
Trying to think.
From the Cowboys, the receiver, not Michael Irvin. Sorry, Chris. It's more recent. It's just not playing now. What's his name? It wasn't Dak Prescott, though. It was
it wasn't Dak. That's right, because I would have known it was Dak. Sorry, so he shouldn't wear the jersey at all. Well, actually, he might be able to play better. He might be able to play better. Yeah, but it was somebody from the Cowboys. I can't remember who it was.
It was the Cowboys, the receiver. He's no longer there.
I digress.
But he's not as old as Michael Irvin, that's for sure.
No.
Bad news for Camila Cardoso. She's going to be out for probably 2 months, and that sucks. I mean, it sucks. We saw some of that happen with Sabrina her rookie year, and so hopefully she's able to come back. Des Bryant, that's it.
Des Bryant.
Thank you, Chris.
I knew it was a D, but I got it mixed up. So
yes, thank you. Yes, Kevin was in the comment too. My bad. It was Des. Apparently, people pulled his receipts off Twitter, and he had some not necessarily great things to say previously about.
So is he in the fold now?
Apparently, he's got a jersey. So does that make him in the fold? I don't know. I guess we'll see if he's supporting. If he's going to be at games.
Like he's supporting now. Like he bashed it before, and now he drank the Kool-Aid. He's back in.
And everybody, there's a lot of people that have been like that. There's a lot of people that are on that new fan band.
Pulling the receipts for a lot of these guys that bashed women's sports and women's basketball. Next, he's wearing it now. He's bringing revenue now. Like, let's go. Whatever.
Welcome new fans.
Yeah, the one thing they like to do though is pull in receipts. That's for sure.
They sure do. So we also remember we have that game in Canada this year. So the Sparks Storm. It's the second straight WNBA sellout in Canada. So this year's sold out just like last year. So that'll be another good show. And then we've got a little bit of Major League Baseball. Hey, listen, if anybody out there is in Seattle and wants to go to the Mariners game on Friday, I will buy your ticket. My mom wants this Cal Ray, the Cal Ray Funko Pop. So, Big Dumper Cal, he is massive. He had a grand slam the other game to bring us back over the Twins. This guy has been amazing. Mom loves her collection of Mariners bobbleheads. She wants the Funko Pop. It's being given out on Friday's game. If I can get any of my Seattle people that want to go there and even just get in line, get a pop and leave, cool, I'll buy your ticket. I just gotta do it for mom. It's Mother's Day, right?
Exactly. That'd be a good look if you do that. If someone could, you hit up Weeksy. Just say I'll buy your ticket if you give me the pop.
He's not gonna be there. My boy Ho ain't gonna be there. So my usual go-tos to help me get these things aren't there.
Okay, well that's not good.
I know.
That's a shame.
So I'm working on it. I'm gonna, put out some feelers so if anybody has.
See what happens. Yeah, post it. We got some people out there. Yeah. I'm sure someone's going to talk to you.
But the Mariners have been struggling with the Twins this series. They did win 6 straight series. The Mariners are literally tied for first in the American West, AL West division. So from the start we had to May, it's been good. And hopefully, I know there's still a long season ahead of us, but it's nice to see our bats finally firing, pitching, the bullpen coming through. So yeah.
So
Oh
sorry,
yeah.
Goose, that my Dodgers had to take you out 3-game series.
Ouch. Ouch.
Sorry for the
We
Marlins fans
Mariners
that
did
we had to take you
too.
out for
Yeah.
the. Yeah, the
Yikes.
Braves haven't been the Braves. Shout out to Gavin Lux for
They're
changing his
like they're
walkout music.
Astros this year. It's kind of
Yeah,
like
right. Shout out to Gavin Lux changing his walk-on music to "They Not Like Us" and hitting a home run shortly after. The effect of Kendrick is just stimulating in LA right now. Gavin Lux ain't hit a home run all season. After he plays that, he hits a homer. We'll take it.
I
So
don't know.
my Dodgers are sitting pretty as we should be. Otani, being Otanian
He
all
went
day.
4 for 4 the other game. I was like, okay,
Absolutely, yes. Let's
yeah.
go.
Who
It's
needs him
early. It's
pitching
early.
when he
It's
just
early.
keeps hitting?
It's early.
Like,
We just need to.
yeah.
It's early. We just ride the
We
tide.
saw Aaron Judge get ejected for the first time in his career. Giancarlo hit like the hardest home run of the
Yeah.
season today.
Baseball's
It's
exciting right now.
still
It's doing really good. And I can't believe the Giants are taking the Rockies right now, 8-4 at the bottom of the seventh. They still got a lot of game left. And
wow. Chris
it's
said Max
getting hot.
Muncy's grand slam last night. I mean, the
I
bats are
know, former
firing.
Dodger. You
You
like our
can't you
Max
can't beat that.
Muncy. Yeah.
But the second best thing to happen next week, the NFL schedule gets released.
Yeah, I can't wait. I saw that
this
announcement. I
is
was like,
my time of
finally,
year where I make the
finally.
plans and I plan my at least one road game. This year it's coming down to, I believe, Chicago. I've already done Atlanta, but I wouldn't mind going to Atlanta and just seeing Michael Penix Jr. there on the bench. And I think it was Green Bay. I can't remember. But yeah, so this is the day. Mark your calendars. Wednesday, May 15th. The NFL schedules are released.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm excited
Yay.
about it. I just need to know some of these home game matchups, like when they play the Brownies, because I've never seen the Brown. I want to watch that game. And then
Yeah.
if I can dip off to LA, I just need to go see SoFi. I
I
gotta
need
go
to
see
see
SoFi.
SoFi too. I haven't
I
done
gotta
it.
go see SoFi. Like I can't even play like this year. I really need to go see SoFi.
I hope our game in SoFi can be like when it's still nice out, so I can also hit the beach and do SoFi. You know, kill two birds with one stone. That's
Like
how
we
it's
got a
gotta
couple
be.
away games. I'm looking here. We do play the Rams and SoFi and the Chargers, of course. So yeah, I'm gonna have to look at that schedule and see what it's looking like because I need to hit it. I need to see SoFi. It just looks amazing, and I want to be in there. And more Raider fans are there too, especially when it's a Chargers game. Feel like you're at home.
Chris said I'm a true fan. Yeah, I go to the Hotland. Well, because the Seahawks play in Atlanta as well this year. So I wouldn't be going just for Michael Penix, but I would go and make sure that I had like seats behind the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, he's not gonna
Maybe.
play in.
Hey,
You
we
gonna
never
see him
know.
sitting right
Is
there.
Kirk going to stay healthy? I don't know.
I wouldn't jinx it. They put a lot of
I mean,
money
I
into
don't.
Kirk. I'm not putting it out there. I'm
It
not
ain't
gonna be
my
responsible
team.
for him getting hurt. I'm not saying none of that. I'm just saying you gonna see Michael Penix all right, but Kirk Cousins is
I'm
gonna
gonna be
definitely
there
be
with my
starting.
Michael Penix jersey. I'm gonna throw some arrows at him.
Get a
Poof.
sign,
You
get a
know.
sign, and make it all glittery. Michael,
Yes,
UW alum, we
yes,
here.
yes.
The aunties
Go
are here for
dogs.
you.
I will say this: seeing the pictures of Roma Dunze doing the bear claw is so. This is so ridiculous. This is so dumb. Chicago, can you get a new like? He does the dubs way better than this. Is like I just can't. I don't know. Bears fans, find something else to do with your hands.
Bears fans
This
just
is
lucky they got this dope ass wide receiver and figuring out what they're gonna do next. Like I don't and this new quarterback and all of this. It's just exciting hype, but yeah, he don't know what to do. They probably figured it out. I've never seen a Bears
he,
fan do a bear claw at all, so maybe he don't know.
it
He's just doing
was a
something to be
bit
doing
much.
something.
Well, him and Caleb were both doing it. Maybe Caleb just wanted to show off his nail polish. I don't know. But the point is that it was just
I've never seen a
I didn't
Bears
like it.
fan do the bear claw. I didn't even know a bear claw existed. So if they're creating this new trend, to your point, maybe they need to
Please
stop.
stop. Yeah.
But if the internet is
Do a big
liking it, I don't
C or
know.
something. I don't know. Like I don't know.
I don't know.
I can't.
It's not
Uh
my business. It's none of my business. I'm a Raiders fan. You Bears keep bearing and doing what you're doing. It's none of my business. Y'all do whatever y'all goofy stuff you want to do. I don't even care. I really don't. Do whatever you want to do. I'm not that person.
um
Do whatever you
Odell
want to do.
Beckham Jr. signs a 1-year deal with the Dolphins. I don't even know why they're paying this man $8 million, but they are. And Tyler Boyd's heading to the Titans on a 4.5-year
Yeah, I
deal.
saw
So Will
that.
Levis actually is going to have a little bit of an offense now. He's got Tony Pollard there, Hopkins, Calvin Ridley, and Tyler Boyd. Like,
It's
okay,
about time.
Titans.
They look
Yeah,
like something.
finally something.
Yeah.
So apparently, I can't remember whose podcast it was. They were talking to JJ Watt, and JJ Watt said that he was open to return to the Texans if DeMarco Ryan calls him and absolutely needs it.
I more so heard the JJ Watt exchange with Austin Rivers, where Austin said
Oh,
30 of the NBA players could definitely hit on the gridiron. And JJ
yeah.
Watt said, "Shut up, you don't even have a job." So there's that.
I
It's
mean,
like,
but at
I
least,
don't
and
think
then
he's
JJ
lying
Watt
though. I
came
don't think
clean
Austin
though
Rivers is
too.
lying. If you look at Zion and you look at LeBron, like young LeBron, but
I don't know
I don't
about
see you lying.
30. I mean, I think there's definitely a good maybe 15, 20.
I can see
But then
30.
JJ Watt kept it cool. He was like, listen, I know I can't even get on a basketball court. Like, I'm good. Like, I would take 5 or 6 fouls and that would be the end of my game. Like, I'm not playing. he kept it real. He was just being, it was a
I
funny
mean, it's
thing.
just
It
a
was
running
good.
up and down the court for me. If I could see them running like that, maybe they could run some yards, possibly. I don't know. I don't think he was too
Yeah.
far off with that
I
assessment.
mean, but some of these guys, I mean, yeah, they're big bodies like Zion or a younger LeBron, but what happens when they're putting pads on and helmets and getting hit and getting maybe in this year in like this new aged football where everything being touched is a penalty or being tackled the wrong way is a penalty. I don't know. I just don't know about.
Like I said, it's not too far off.
Okay.
And not for nothing, who
And
was that football player that just got signed to a basketball contract? Was he a former football or was it the opposite? Basketball player signed to a football contract.
no,
Just read somewhere.
there was some rugby players that got signed to football, which is
Yeah,
which
one
is
that
a
was
clear
football
always
going to
when that happens.
basketball. I'm trying to look it up if anybody knows what I'm talking about. I saw it
Okay.
earlier. But
All
yeah.
right.
So you never know. One of these days, it might be one of those things you see. I'm not saying it's too far fetched off.
Hey, I mean, I would say be a little bit tougher than doing like, football, baseball. I mean, you're going to be a little more, Bo Jackson and like Deion Sanders being able to those two. One isn't as extreme as, having two pretty physical sports. Baseball is not as physical to have
I
to
don't
do
think it
both,
is.
I think.
But I think the basketball players, don't they play football sometimes with each other?
Yeah. Well, you
It's like
saw
flag or
what's
something,
the guy
isn't it?
from the Rams, the rookie last year from the Rams? What's his face? He was balling on the court.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You never know. Shoot.
Yeah,
Maybe
no,
talent.
like a lot of them wide receivers, DBs, CBs, I'm sure they could get up there and get it going. So, yeah. I don't know. Chris once said everybody is a tough guy until you come across the middle and get laid out by Cam Chancellor.
Yeah,
Amen to that
that
one.
part.
Maybe even Max Crosby. I mean, Max Crosby get hitting him too. So I don't
Max
know.
Crosby hoops as well.
Yeah.
I don't think they want to
All
see
right,
that
we got
back
some
though.
girl power to get to. Shout out to I don't want to cut it all up, but
Oima?
oh,
Oh,
Oima,
Nyan?
Nyan, Nyan,
Nyanin?
Nyanin, the new general manager for the WNBA Golden State team that will be starting their season next year. She will. She had a 5-year stint with the New York Liberty, and most recently was an assistant general manager. The
Oh, wow. Congrats
organization
to
and that.
her.
So big time girl power. We
Love
love
that.
it. Also, if you haven't been following the other professional women's sports league that had an inaugural season, the Professional Women's Hockey League, only 6 teams, and they are mainly in that northeastern, southern Canada region. But their playoffs have started today. 4 teams: Toronto, Minnesota, Montreal, Boston. If you want to check any of those games out, you can go to the Professional Women's Hockey League YouTube and catch those games. Apparently, they've been knocking down records for attendance in these games like crazy all season. So it's great to see that their inaugural season also had a really great
Yeah.
start. Yep.
Well,
Yep,
that's
yep,
good.
yep.
Well,
Oh,
that's
look at
good.
Quan's chiming in. He's watching the final 3 hours of Tom Brady roast. That's great. We already talked about them, so
What did you think about it, Quan?
he's
What was
probably
your
still
biggest
watching.
takeaway?
He probably can't watch it all. He's not sitting down for 3 hours unless it's a movie theater.
I'm about to say, is he really watching it or is he being funny?
He's probably just doing because he knows Natalie's in the chat. And so
That's funny. Probably.
Because she sent us many reminders about it. So
yeah, and I only
I
watched
fulfilled
that
my
one little
duties.
blip. Like I cared not on that, even though Tom's the guy. I with the Aces and the Raiders, possibly,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. But yeah, other than
Oh
that, I don't
man.
need to. I don't need to be that vested
Yes,
into it.
Chris, check out the roast. It was definitely something to, I mean, here's the deal. I watched it when it was like time for bed. I got to watch it and just kick back and relax. So definitely, if you can, enjoy it.
I think they highlighted the best parts on the internet. So if you catch any of those clips on TikTok or
Yeah.
Twitter, I think you're actually
Quan said it was actually funny. He has 30 more
yeah.
minutes to watch. So
Okay.
it goes pretty fast. For being 3 hours, it doesn't seem very, it doesn't feel like it's dragging. It's just, there's a couple people that I didn't necessarily need to listen to, but it was good times. Having Dana White there was kind of lame, but whatever.
Well, he was gonna be there.
Of course.
I saw him out there. Yeah, he's gonna
Anyways, guys, that's the end of the show. If you were checking it out on Fuel, we appreciate you. You can always remember that we can be found live through your Amazon Fire Stick or Roku on the Fuel Sports
Well, real
Network app.
quick, before we
Yeah,
go,
yeah,
I'm
go.
sorry, Mel. Who do you have in the rap beef, Quan? I need to know who you picked, if you picked anybody, because I missed
He'll
your show.
probably have a whole show about it.
I need to be on that show. If he's still there, I need to be on that show.
He's
I'm
still
all
here.
about it.
He's talking about stuff, because there's a slight delay. So I'm sure in about 2 seconds
okay.
we'll hear from him
Yeah.
as to, yeah. He says Kendrick.
Yep. The right answer.
Yeah, Quan, when can we come in and get our new photos?
I know, and new intro song.
I'll
Yeah,
bring
all
the
that.
mangoes, okay?
But this is a beat, man. Listen.
Pick a Sunday so we can come hang out and be with you, and then we'll have a
Yeah.
good time at the old stomping grounds. Maybe post
Right.
it.
I would
We'll
love
draw a
to
little
see the
GCS somewhere on your
I haven't
wall.
been to the studio in forever. I would love to see it.
Yeah, he's
I was
got a
supposed to
good
come down for
setup
Laker Talk.
there.
I didn't even
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right. So that's it. That's the show. We appreciate everybody. Appreciate Quan taking such a busy time out of his day to support women, because I know it's like pulling teeth with him. And everybody else out there, make sure you go to our YouTube channel, subscribe, hit us up on all social media at GirlChatSports. And if you are on Facebook and if you are in our Facebook group, invite some people to come through as well. Let's get our number up in the group. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
Also, there's one spot left in our WNBA fantasy league. So if you want to come in because Mo refuses, feel free to hit me up. Hit me up. Let me know. Come join the WNBA fantasy league for Girl Chat Sports. We'll see y'all next week. Bye.
We're out.